I was sitting down on my computer. I got done with my Dolphins Cap podcast. I'm like, well, aside from the Fangio watch, I don't guess there won't be any more news this week. And I guess I should have really thought about the whole head coaching thing. And boom, I look at the computer before I go to leave. Sean Payton is now the coach of the Broncos. DeMeco Ryans, which I kind of figured, is now the coach of the Texans. Broncos zeroed in on Payton. Texans zeroed in on DeMeco Ryans. And now you got two teams that have potential to rise up to be contenders along with the Dolphins for the playoff position. It's going to take the Texans a little bit longer. But DeMeco Ryans, former Texan player, maybe J.J. Watt comes on board to help him coach over there. They got 2 firsts, second, 2 thirds, and maybe some future extra picks. They got some underlying talent, somewhat manageable division unless the Titans can rise up or the Colts can rise up. But they're in a right position. They had Culley for 1 year. They had Smith for 1 year. And now they signed DeMeco Ryans to a 6-year contract. This guy's smart, excellent player, hometown kid as far as the NFL, and did a great job in San Fran. This is a team to look out and maybe look out for in like maybe 2 or 3 years. But they are headed in the right. They got to be headed in the right direction finally. I mean, they really do. With all these picks, it would come down to the GM, what he's going to do with those picks. We Dolphin fans know, you can have lots of picks and, you do okay, men's and men's, maybe not great. So if he does great over there with DeMeco Ryans, look out. Now, really, the short-term, not concern, but rivalry for that playoff position the Dolphins are hoping to be involved in is the Broncos. Sean Payton is one of those coaches that you got to worry about. He's smart. He's aggressive. He's charismatic. The team likes him. He's creative. And he just has that kind of guts. I still remember the onside kick in the Super Bowl. Just always impressed me. This guy's dangerous. And it's not about fixing Wilson. Wilson is going to get an offense that works for him. Sean Payton's going to pull this team together. They lost a lot of picks. And it's going to be interesting to evaluate the process of sending loads of picks for the quarterback, loads of picks. The Broncos are sending a first and a second to the Saints, and the Saints are sending Payton a third to the Broncos. Fun. Yeah, that's funny, right? We lost a first and a third to Tampa for Payton. So I guess we got the better deal. Of course, we didn't get the coach, but we got less picks sent out. Oh, man, first and the third. Whew. Anyway, so it'll be very interesting to see how those two moves play out. Is it worth it? Me personally, I'm a little bit skeptical for the quarterback. But if you go a little bit hotter and you add the right coach along with the right quarterback, and it's a little bit of a longer-term thing, I think it might be the right blend. But it's going to be touch and go. It's a lot of draft capital to be lost. So it'll be interesting to watch that. Ace Per Head's betting software is the premier white label platform for bookies to manage their players and grow their sportsbook operation. Click the link in the description below to get set up in minutes. Ask for the Curtis promo and get a special introductory discount. Broncos, I definitely think, are going to rise very sharply. Again, Payton is super special. It's going to be very, very, very interesting to see how he handles it. So now we got those two coaches there, and that's like a peripheral thing for the Dolphins. But for the Dolphin fans specifically, we know the whole Fangio. He was signed, sort of. He agreed to the compensation, but never really kind of consummated. And we're waiting to see. We heard that nothing has been agreed upon, or he hasn't made a decision. But we also heard that San Fran was one of the teams that he was waiting to see, and maybe that might be the choice. Well, they were looking for Chris Harris, defensive coordinator from the Titans. So that's one that they made and asked for. He's already on the roster. He's a coach over there. And then they also asked for Wilks and from the Panthers, who's another option for Fangio if he decides wherever he decides to go. So Steve Wilks and Chris Harris are both now being considered for the San Fran defensive coordinator spot. And that's kind of good news. I know some people aren't high on Fangio now. The way it kind of rolled out, like, well, if you don't want us, get out of here. And, well, maybe he's too old. Well, he's great for us, guys. And maybe somebody told me that Dudley Do-Wrong was saying that, well, he's on the payroll of the Eagles and he's not signing until their Super Bowl is completed. But he's a consultant, so I'm not sure about that. But I don't know. I hope that's the reason. Maybe you guys can let me know what the legality of that is. And then another comment that told me that Fangio has his mother, who's like nearly 100, living in Florida, but his girlfriend's in L.A. And he said, well, who are you going to choose? I don't know. I'm just putting this forth for you guys to stew on. It's nice to hear that San Fran is looking at other DCs other than Fangio. But now we'll see what happens with the Panthers, and then I guess we'll have to wait till the Eagles' Super Bowl is complete to find out if we officially got Fangio. Maybe Harris and Wilks are just a beard to hide. They're going to circle back to Fangio anyway. They don't want to just go right to Fangio. I don't know what the deal is. It's kind of a little bit of intrigue. I figure that if he agreed in principle and he couldn't contractually commit to the Dolphins until the Eagles' time was over, he wouldn't say nothing's agreed on my end. I would say, I'm going to wait till this resolves, but this is where, I don't know. I don't think you would make an ugly roll out of it like this, but I don't know. I'm hoping. I just want him here. We need to win now. We have a 2-year window. I want to see McDaniel succeed. I just want to go to the playoffs and win a playoff game and then work my way up from there. So this is where we're at. AFC got a lot tougher. No other sport in all of professional sports demands high caliber coaching, or you get as much from high caliber coaching as the NFL. DeMeco Ryans, he's got to get his stripes. He's green, but as a player and a DC, it's not going to be as hard, I don't think. Especially, he's probably going to get a really good staff over there. I'd be willing to bet. And then over with Payton, he's got it down. I expect them to be an early contender for something next year. Dolphins need a good DC. They need a good offseason and need to come out hot next year. And that's my hope. So, Fangio, choose your mother. Don't choose your girlfriend. Choose your mother. Listen to me. It's the wiser move. Anyway, that's where it's at. Curtis saying, here you go. Lots of football news. Let's see how it all plays out. Catch you next time. Be well. Go Fins. Come on, Fangio. Choose your mom. Start building your own online sports book today by getting signed up with aceBread.com service that'll allow you to book action on sports from all around the world.